Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining my online event about essential oils. I thought that this would be a great way to tell you guys about essential oils and kind of share my story about them without throwing an in-person event, because some of us live really far away from each other, or, we have kids and I know it's so hard to get a babysitter and get out of the house. So I thought this would be a great way to just get your kids to bed and get comfortable and just kind of like log into your computer and just like watch from the comfort of your own home. So welcome and thank you for coming. I've never done anything like this before, so I hope that you bear with me. I don't know any fancy editing tools, so this is just all like raw footage you guys are getting. With that being said, I wanted to start this off with sharing about my story of essential oils. And then I'll get into kind of like explaining a little bit more about them and my favorites and how to use them and all that. So I started using essential oils about 5 years ago when I was pregnant with my son. So I started using them in my own like skincare products. So I have an Etsy shop called Extract Skincare. And that was when I started making them. I started making my own facial oils and body oils, which have worked amazing for me and have also just been like a natural way with, no chemicals or anything like that in them. So I've been using those for about 5 years. I opened up my Etsy shop a few years ago. And that was when it all started. I got into Young Living essential oils over the summer because I noticed, when we were getting sick, the oils that I had previously been using weren't medicinally like affecting the way that I thought that they would, and they weren't as effective. We all got really, really sick at the end of June, and it was absolutely crazy. It was like multiple rounds of antibiotics just were not getting rid of this bacterial infection. We had strep, we had ear infections, and just like gross throat infections. Lots of blood work, lots of doctor's visits and follow-ups, and it was just like super frustrating and scary and expensive. Chris was traveling a lot during that time, so I was just like beside myself, like running out to Walgreens in the middle of the night for suppositories, and like it was just awful. When we finally recovered from that, I was like, I can't do these. I can't do it anymore. Like, I need to know how to arm myself to prevent things like this happening. We get sick a lot. So that was just really like the last straw. So I started my Young Living membership right after that. I've been using my essential oils, and I've been a little bit more educated than I have been previously. And they've been amazing. They've worked like phenomenally for us. We use our Thieves essential oil a lot, which is it fights off a lot of like airborne bacteria. We've been using them more as like a preventative measure, and we haven't gotten sick since. We've contracted like small bugs here and there, but it hasn't been anything like what it used to amount to before we started using Young Living. Like, a runny nose will just be like a runny nose for a couple of days, or a cough will be a cough for like a week, and it's not the extent to which we used to get sick before. So it's been like a godsend for us. I'm so grateful for the introduction to Young Living. It's like changed my life, and I want to share with you guys, kind of like how it's helped me. And a lot of you guys have kids, or you're thinking about having kids, and you're interested in more natural approaches to healthcare, or any mental or physical illnesses or discomfort that you're having. So that's why we're here. So before I get started on talking about them, I need to give a disclaimer. So I'm not a doctor or a physician, and I cannot treat or diagnose any problems. This video is for educational purposes only. Okay, so what is an essential oil? So some of you like have no idea what an essential oil is, and you're like, what is she even talking about? So let me just start with what an essential oil is. It is the lifeblood or the essence of a plant. They're very, very complex. They're made up of hundreds of natural chemical constituents, and each one has different qualities and a unique natural purpose. The great thing is that viruses or fungus, pathogens, bacteria, they can't survive, mutate, or become resistant to essential oils like they can in man-made prescription drugs. They're very, very highly concentrated. So for example, in 5,000 pounds of rose petals, you'll get 1 kilo of rose oil. So just so you get an idea of, like, because the bottles look so small, or like 1 drop doesn't seem like it could really do much, but that's how concentrated they are from like the lifeblood of plants. So they basically pass through every single part of the plant to bring nutrition and information, and then they carry waste out. And in that regard, they're very similar to how they work in the human body. So they like pass through our bloodstream. They affect our body at a cellular level. So they balance us out. They bring in the good, and they can detox the bad. And another point I like to bring up about essential oils is that they work best when you use them as a preventative measure. So some people get really sick and they think that they need to just start using their essential oil at the point of serious illness. And I recommend using them just sort of on a daily, like, balancing way instead of a reactionary measure, because then that way, like, your body's always getting what it needs, it's always balanced, and your overall wellness is always going to be promoted. Okay, so I wanted to also talk real quick with you guys about why Young Living is like better than any other essential oil that you could get. So I used to get cheaper ones, like, at Amazon or at Whole Foods or whatever. And I personally know that Young Living is so much better. So I had a lot of issues with those other brands just like not working as well as they should have. Young Living is, they have this like seed to seal guarantee, which basically is they promise to ensure the quality of your essential oils all the way from the seed before the plant is even planted, like it's even cultivated, and then all the way through the cultivation process, the distillation process, the manufacturing, and the packaging. So because essential oils are found in nature, they're not regulated by the FDA. So other companies out there can say 100% pure, and it's not. It's not. Like, for them to say that just means that it needs to have something in there that's 100% pure. So there's lots of cheaper ways to make these that also, they're spraying their plants with pesticides, or, they're putting in extra added fragrances or cutting it with other like synthetic extenders and stuff, which is very common. And the cheaper ways, or the cheaper distillation process, it affects the therapeutic value of the oil. So Young Living is the only brand that owns all of its farms. So they have 13 farms, and as I mentioned before, they're the only company that guarantees a seed to seal guarantee. So that's why Young Living is best. They are a little bit more expensive than your other oils, but you get so much more out of it. So that's why it's important to differentiate kind of where your essential oils are coming from. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to use them. There's 3 different ways to use them. So the first one, which is probably the most common, is just inhaling them through like a diffuser. I have my Dewdrop diffuser running right now, which is running Thieves, which smells so good. That's the one way to use them. And then the other ways are just topically, like directly onto your skin. So you can like put them on your wrists or like the back of your neck, or you could, cut them with a carrier oil in a roller bottle. Like put it wherever you need it, on the bottoms of your feet, which is a great way, because your feet have the largest pores. So it gets absorbed into your body the most efficiently by rubbing on the bottom of your feet. Or you can also take them in your water, like just put a couple drops of grapefruit or peppermint in your water, or also in a capsule. So some of them like might not taste as good in your water, and you can put a couple drops in the vegetable capsule and take it orally. I personally diffuse and apply topically. I've never taken it orally, except in my water. I've done grapefruit, and I've also done peppermint in my hot chocolate. So, but I've not done the capsule. Okay, anyway, so that's an option. I'm gonna now talk about my 3 favorite essential oils and ways that I use them. And then my sponsor Molly is going to talk about some of the other oils that I don't talk about. But anyway, so my 3 favorites are the ones that I use most frequently are Thieves and peppermint and lavender. So, Thieves, this is my Thieves oil. I have it running right now. I have it diffusing. It smells amazing. I run it all the time when I have guests coming over because it is just like very festive and kind of like fall, wintry, and it smells amazing. They're always like, what is running? I need that. So it smells awesome. It's made of cinnamon bark, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and lemon. So, but not only does it smell amazing, it kills 99.996% of all airborne bacteria. So that's pretty amazing. I have it running all the time during this time of year because we always get sick, like I was saying, and we've not gotten sick yet this fall. So especially with back to school season and just being indoors a lot at play places and stuff, like we've just we haven't gotten sick. So that's been awesome. It originally it dates back to like thousands of years ago in Europe during the bubonic plague. There were these thieves who were going to, victims of the bubonic plague. They were going to their homes and stealing from the sick and the dying. And they used to pour this oil like all over their clothes and their hats and their skin. And they didn't get sick. They were the only ones that didn't contract. They weren't affected by the plague. So that's where the name comes from. So they were robbing from the poor, not from the poor, from the sick. And it basically works like magic, honestly. You can take it in a capsule if you wanted to. It smells amazing, so I diffuse it. But if you wanted to take it in a capsule, it just helps support your immunity and your overall wellness. So that's another option if you're kind of just like feeling run down. They also make a Thieves household cleaning and personal use line. So like, like there's toothpaste, hand soap, there's household cleaners, things like that that have all the Thieves essential oil in it that work amazing too. Okay, so that's Thieves. And then, so let me see. So lavender, this is my lavender. This is my number 1 oil that I use most. I started making my skincare products. I was telling you this was the number 1 essential oil I used to always use because it is so, so, so good for your skin. There's just like a ton of amazing properties that it has to promote healthy skin. And it doesn't matter what your skin type is, if it's like aging or acne prone, oily, dry, whatever. Lavender is so good for your skin. And it smells awesome. So I use it in a lot of my facial oils. So that's my number 1 way that I use lavender. You can also diffuse it. It helps promote like a lot of relaxation and just kind of like calming feelings. You can put it in a bath. That's the other way that we use it. I even put it in my kids' baths sometimes. It really helps promote a good night's sleep. And we joke around and say that we're like using this lavender balm because it's like acts like a drug when we like bathe in it, because it's like it's just like knocks you out. Like you're just like, you feel amazing. Like you won't sleep more soundly. But so I don't use it all the time in my kids' baths, but it's just like if they've been waking up at night or not sleeping through the night or going through those weird, kind of phases where they're up. Sometimes I'll use it and it helps them sleep definitely through the night. So that's awesome. you can also put it like in a spray bottle or a roller bottle to help soothe your skin with like cuts or scrapes or burns. So that's another thing. You could also put it in a spray bottle and put it as like a linen spray, like a room freshener. It smells awesome. So that's lavender. And then peppermint. So here is my peppermint. It is very, very strong, so you don't need a lot at all, like just a tiny little amount. But the number one, well, there's two ways I use my peppermint. So I suffer from migraine headaches quite frequently, which is like so annoying, but peppermint really helps with those. So I mix a little bit in a roller bottle with another carrier oil, and like I'll rub it on my temples when I start to have like my migraines come on. It doesn't cure them, but it really helps alleviate a lot of the symptoms that come as a result of that. So I use it for my migraines. I also use it in my my extract body oils. I make a body oil spray. Peppermint is really good for like any joint soreness or like muscle fatigue or muscle soreness. Like if you put it on your body, it literally, you can feel it tingling. Like it just, you can feel it working. It really, like it feels so good on your body. So I use peppermint in here. I also use grapefruit essential oil, which is a natural skin toner too. And then I also have some coconut oil, almond oil, and a few other oils in that. And then lastly, the other thing that peppermint is awesome for is for your gastrointestinal system and your digestive system. So if you're having any like digestive issues, you could put it in a capsule and take it as a dietary supplement, or you could also put some in your water or your tea or your hot chocolate. It's really good for that. So that is peppermint. Molly is going to talk about some of the other essential oils that come in the starter kit that I did not talk about. I just wanted to talk to you guys about my favorites. Basically, there's like 12 or 13 oils that come in the starter kit, which is how I got started, by purchasing a starter kit. And by purchasing a starter kit, you become a Young Living member. So what that means is if you're a member, you get your oils from Young Living at a discounted rate. So it's at 24% off the retail price. You get a diffuser, so you get like whatever choice of diffuser you want, and you get all those oils, those 12 or 13 oils, and a few other things come in the kit as well. Everything in the kit is normally, like individually, it would be $325 that you would get for $160. So it's just an amazing, it's an amazing deal. There's a lot of promotions this month actually too, where you could get a lot of other free stuff. So just to let you guys know, if you're interested in becoming a Young Living member, it definitely pays back for itself like 1,000 times over. So I love it. I just wanted to share with you guys all that. The other great thing about Young Living is that by becoming a Young Living member, you gain access into there's like secret groups and kind of networks of information. So it's this big educational database that you don't get by purchasing a random oil from Amazon. So there's all these blogs. You have a sponsor. Me or Molly are always there for you to answer any questions that you might have. And there's also, by becoming a Young Living member, you have the opportunity to join their Essential Rewards program, which if you are interested, I can shoot you another video that explains it a little bit better. But basically what it is it's a free rewards program. It's kind of like Costco, if you're an executive member at Costco, but whatever amount you spend, you have to spend $50 a month, but on whatever products you want. You get a percentage back. So the first year it's like up to 10% back, and then the second year you get 20% back on everything you spend. So it's just like free money. So so that's that. That's about Young Living, and that's about their program. I wanted to just thank you guys so much for coming and listening to me. I would not be sitting here and like wasting your time or my time if I did not completely believe in essential oils or Young Living essential oils. They've truly been like such a lifesaver for my kids and myself. And I can't say enough amazing things about it. I feel like I get a lot of questions about them, and I haven't really had the time to like really sit down and talk to a lot of people or answer their questions. So I hope that by doing this event, I've been able to answer some questions that you guys might have had, and just like let you learn a little bit more about it. So if you stay tuned after this video, my friend and sponsor Molly is going to come on with another short video to just talk a little bit about some of the other oils in the kit and other things that I didn't talk about, as well as we'll be giving some giveaways. So just for watching these videos, you're going to be it's like you're going to be entered to win some of these really fun giveaways. So I really want to thank you again. I really hope that I can help answer any questions that you might have about starting this essential oil journey yourself. So thank you, and I will be back for any questions and answers at the main Facebook page when we're done.